The concepts covered are dealing with garbage, vermicomposting, think and throw, recycling of paper, plastic, spoon or a curse. Dealing with garbage. Garbage means items or materials that need to be discarded because they no longer serve any purpose for us or are of no use to us. Tons of garbage is generated by us on a daily basis. Garbage is often associated with a pungent smell, and a large amount of garbage may release fumes which are not healthy. Waste is generated by all of us has four main sources. Domestic, these constitute the kind of waste that are generated by households, offices, schools, etc., and include food remains, fruit and vegetable skins, clothing items, used plastic items, etc. Industrial, these constitute the kind of wastes generated by power plants, chemical plants, cement factories, food processing industries, textile industries, each producing waste specific to the kind of industry they are a part of. Agricultural, this constitutes the kind of waste that is produced by undertaking agricultural activities, husks, expired medicines, fertilizer and pesticide containers, etc. Commercial, this constitutes the kind of waste generated by commercial enterprises including disposable plastic cutlery, food items, food packets, textiles, etc. Landfill. The useful components of the garbage can usually be classified into two categories: biodegradable and non-biodegradable wastes. Biodegradable waste. Biodegradable waste means useful waste. This is the waste that can be reused or recycled. Biodegradable waste consists of useful part of waste like peels of fruits and vegetables, waste food, paper waste, dry leaves, tea leaves, dead plants, etc. Biodegradable waste can be used in several ways. Like when tea leaves waste directly add into the plants, it acts as a nutrient for plants. Paper waste can be reused in art and craft. Fruits and vegetable waste can be used as manure to plants. Non-biodegradable waste. It comprises of items that do not rot over time by the action of microorganisms. Examples of such items are metal scraps, plastics, glass, etc. Apart from these, there is another category of non-biodegradable waste also known as electronic waste or e-waste. Electronic waste that is composed of electrical appliances or components that no longer serve their specified function and are hence needed to be reused, resold, recycled or disposed of. These are non-biodegradable as no action by any microorganism is effective in breaking them down. Biodegradable, non-biodegradable items. Composting. Composting is a process to use the biodegradable waste by converting it into the manure. This waste contains some nutrients for plants which return back to the soil. Manure helps the plants to grow by increasing soil fertility. Vermicomposting. A method of preparing compost with the help of redworms called earthworms is called vermicomposting. It is done as follows. A layer of sand or chicken mesh is used as the base to which all types of biodegradable waste including dry leaves, husk, vegetable peels and remnants of fruit, dried animal excreta, newspaper, cardboard, etc. A little water is sprinkled on this layer. On preparing this mixture, add the redworms to it and covered with a layer of grass or a sheet of cloth. The work, however, is not done yet. Redworms need to be fed. They do not have teeth. They have what is called a gizzard. This helps the worms grind their food. Fruit and vegetable remains, tea leaves, grass, etc. act as food for the redworms and should be buried 2 to 3 centimeters deep in the soil. In a day, a worm can eat up as much food as it weighs. However, pickles, milk, vinegar and salty materials might help in the growth of disease-causing microorganisms and hence should not be added to the pit. They should not be kept in a very hot or a very cold environment. Redworms need care and water. They have the potential to double up in a month's time, given proper nourishment and care. The compost gets ready in 3 to 4 weeks' time. Vermicomposting pit. Recycling of paper. Recycling paper on a small scale is a relatively easy process. All we need to do is tear up the paper in small pieces in a bucket and pour water in it. Let it rest for a day and pound it to make a thick paste out of it. Spread this evenly over a wire mesh to allow the water to drain water. Peel this layered paste and then allow it to dry in the sun. Paper is ready. Plastics, boon or curse? A huge amount of plastic is thrown away carelessly on the street and in water bodies, and such irresponsible disposal of plastic can cause a number of problems. Animals and birds alike, in search of food, end up consuming some amounts of plastic, due to which many of them end up choking on these. Although plastic bags seem convenient to store food items, consuming these are very harmful to our health. It gets worse when dirty and thrown away plastic bags are reused upon mere dusting and washing them, which is also very harmful. Upon burning or heating, plastics give rise to toxic and dangerous fumes and gases, which can potentially cause cancer in humans. Careless disposal of plastic on the roads also ends up choking the sewer and drainage systems. Plastic problem. Plastics are very harmful to the environment, has become a very indispensable part of our daily lives, and hence it becomes all the more difficult to replace, or in some cases, even cut back on our plastic consumption. Plastics have a lot of characteristic features which give it an edge over its metal counterparts. Bioplastics. They have hence emerged as the most environment-friendly version of plastics, which are made of biodegradable items such as cornstarch, vegetable fats and oils, and other kinds of food waste. Bioplastics take about 3 to 6 months to be decomposed fully, as opposed to several hundred years taken by their synthetic counterparts. There should be everyone's top priority to do their bit in saving the environment. Reduce, reuse and recycle. Reducing the use of plastic and reusing harmless plastic to help reduce its overproduction. Recycling paper and such articles whenever possible. Carrying jute and cloth bags when carrying out errands to avoid the use of polythene bags. Properly disposing plastic and polythene bags. Not using plastic products and bags to store eatables. Never burning plastic or dry leaves etc. and disposing them properly. Using registers and notebooks made of recycled paper as much as possible. Avoid putting waste materials in polythene bags and throwing them on the street. Adopting practices like recycling paper and vermicomposting to make the best use of biodegradable waste. This not only helps to reduce the waste that we produce, but also becomes a valuable addition to the soil and helps in the nourishment of crops and plants. The 3 R's.